In the sprawling savannas of Zululand, where the grass whispers tales of old under the watch of both sun and moon, there lived a lion named Ingonyama. He was not just any lion. Ingonyama was the king of all the animals, revered and respected by all who heard his mighty roar. His roar was so powerful it could summon the rain, scare away darkness, and bring peace and order to the plains. But as with all who wield great power, a time came when Ingonyama faced a challenge that mere strength could not overcome. One evening, under the baobab tree where the elders gathered, the wise owl Ulo prophesied that Ingonyama would lose his roar to the silent shadow that creeps in the hearts of the mightiest. The lion laughed off the prophecy. How could a ruler as mighty as he ever lose his roar? Days turned into weeks, and Ingonyama continued his reign, his roar thundering across the lands each morning and at dusk. But one night, during a fierce storm, while trying to save a young calf stranded by the river, Ingonyama roared so fiercely and so long against the howling wind that by the time the calf was saved, his voice faded into a mere croak. True to Ulo's prophecy, the king had lost his roar. Humiliated and scared, Ingonyama hid in the caves, away from the prying eyes and ears of his kingdom. The savannah was thrown into chaos without their king's roar to guide and protect them. Predators roamed freely, and the rains came too often, flooding the plains. Ingonyama felt lost. How could he lead without his roar, his most prized possession? It was during this time of despair that the smallest of creatures, a meerkat named Sivusa, found him. Sivusa, unlike others, was not afraid. He approached Ingonyama and spoke with kindness. "Great king, why do you hide in shadows? The plains need you, roar or no roar." "But I am not a king without my roar," Ingonyama replied, his voice barely a whisper. Sivusa chuckled softly. "Ingonyama, your roar was your voice, but your courage, wisdom, and kindness are your true strengths. Come back with me. Speak with whatever voice you have. Lead with your heart." Encouraged by Sivusa's words, Ingonyama returned to his kingdom. He spoke softly, yet carried great wisdom and fairness. To his surprise, the animals listened, helped each other, and together brought order back to the plains. With time, his quiet leadership proved more potent than his roar ever was. Ingonyama learned to listen more than he spoke, and in listening, he understood the needs of his kingdom better than ever before. Years later, Ulo the owl, now old and gray, spoke again under the baobab tree. "The silent shadow was not your enemy, Ingonyama," he explained. "It was a lesson hidden in the darkness of pride. You thought your roar was your strength when truly it was but one voice among many." Ingonyama, now wise and serene, nodded in agreement, his pride long replaced by humility and a silent, deeper kind of roar, one of love and respect for all, regardless of size or strength. And so the life lesson that the plains whispered in the winds was this: true leadership lies not in the power of one's voice, but in the wisdom, empathy, and courage from within. A leader is one who, even in silence, can inspire and guide hearts towards light and unity.